Ahí está Curtis Jones, el Liverpool, que está jugando muy bien ahora mismo con el tiempo, después de haber marcado el gol. Mo Salah, que es quien recibe, aguanta bien la tarascada. Ahí está Florian Wirtz, que parte de la derecha, encuentra a Szoboszlai por medio, bola para Cody Gakpo. Ahí va a intentarlo de nuevo el neerlandés. Szoboszlai puede golpear, ahora sí que puede golpear. Salió bien Garner para tapar, porque aquello era peligroso, y Pickford, que tiene el sol de enfrente, ha tenido sus dudas.
Y es que en cuanto tiene unos metritos Szoboszlai y ves cómo arranca para golpear el balón, dices, cuidado, que este año nos ha enseñado que las mete para adentro con una facilidad enorme. La última, lo del Everton, ¿o no?
Vamos a ver, la tiene Beto. Beto deja el balón atrás para Dewsbury Hall. Hay tiempo todavía. Dewsbury Hall, buen recorte. Dewsbury Hall continúa, pone el balón a Beto. McNeil, el golpeo de McNeil es un horror.
La derecha.
La tenía muy bien para haber golpeado en condiciones, pero no le salió.
No le salió porque chutó con la derecha y es muy zurdo, como también lo es Mohamed Salah, cuyo gol es el que adelanta al Liverpool en esta primera parte, en este derbi de Liverpool, justo segundos después de que Ndiaye marcara para el Everton, pero fuera anulado. Tenemos un 0-1 en el marcador, buen partido de fútbol con intensidad, un derbi. Yo creo que queda mucho por ver todavía.
Nos está saliendo perfecto, perfecto. Así que quedaos aquí en el descanso. Volvemos enseguida con todos vosotros. Hasta ahora.
Guinness, official beer of the Premier League.
En el cine, el color blanco requiere de una tecnología innovadora. En la Sociedad de la Nieve, los efectos para conseguir las tonalidades de blancos han sido clave. Solo con el eje OLED creo que se puede disfrutar de la película tal y como nosotros la creamos. El eje OLED Evo, el único negro puro, ahora con el blanco puro.
Aquí tenemos a Tosha Sareina, piloto del Dakar. En este caso es una XADV 750. Pero digo, traigo un buggy y así hacemos un pique dakariano. Hacemos algo cachondo seguro. Esta ha sido, de largo, la drag race más emocionante y divertida de todas las que he hecho nunca.
Noche para el recuerdo.
Las historias nunca mueren. Viven en nuestra memoria. Y hay un lugar donde puedes volver a sentirlas. Como si todo volviera a suceder.
¿Estáis listos?
Legends, the home of football.
Lo que está haciendo el equipo durante todo el año, ¿no? Muchos altibajos, momentos complicados, ¿no?
Ya se juega en el Estadio Santiago Bernabéu. ¡Qué golazo! ¡Gol, gol, 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 gol!
Y las cámaras de Dazón estuvieron allí para cazarlas todas.
Está caliente. Dale. Yo no puedo. Dale un bocado.
Que viene.
He llevado la roja hoy.
Vaya
Madre,
chaquetera.
Qué chaquetera.
Pero la celebración ahora, que ¿cómo te repartes? Bueno, pues tengo 2 barras libres pagadas. Un beso a todos.
Cuidado porque sigue el ataque. Marca finalmente Jeremy Boga.
es que Andy Robertson ya sabéis que ha anunciado que se marcha del Liverpool al final de temporada. Nacho González, David Fer. Es el fin de una era que ya se veía venir, pero es que este hombre lo era todo. Era el hombre que tú siempre querrías tener en tu equipo, ¿no?
Es el futbolista que a mí me habría gustado ser.
Sí.
Porque además creo que...
Porque era escocés.
Bueno, y que además me gusta su trabajo que siempre tuvo en el Liverpool, en la sombra, pero siempre titular.
Sí.
Hay algo además con lo que me identifico, que es que tiene mucho compromiso defensivo, pero el hombre para finalizar una jugada en la otra portería tiene los pies del revés.
Sí,
en fin,
no, tremendo eso.
Un jugador, no, que ahora la verdad es que os digo que es una historia que, viniendo donde venía, de haber descendido con el Hull City, de ser una oportunidad de mercado para el Liverpool y cómo siempre ha encarnado ese espíritu de The Cop, de Anfield.
Los tweets míticos, de I need a job.
Claro, sí, necesito un curro y míralo que
ahí voy, a la humildad que le ha caracterizado como persona, porque siempre se habló de la sociedad con Trent Alexander-Arnold cuando los dos se ponen a romper récords de estadísticas para defensores en la Premier League y todos los focos se lo llevaba Trent. Pero en cambio Robertson desde el otro costado aportaba una barbaridad y hemos visto en imágenes que tenían conexión entre ellos también dentro y fuera del campo. Robertson, un hombre importante en las dos Premiers y ahora va a abrir un nuevo capítulo. Dicen que igual Tottenham, vamos a ver qué ocurre,
vamos a ver si
pero desde luego no verle de red va a ser muy raro, se va acabando el clopismo.
En un top histórico, Nacho, ¿dónde me lo colocas? ¿A Robertson? ¿A Andy?
A ver, es difícil porque es que él mismo ha coincidido ya, por ejemplo, con dos jugadores que para mí entran en un top 10 histórico del Liverpool de sobra, que son Salah y Van Dijk.
Sí.
Entonces...
¿Y de laterales?
En cuanto a laterales, sí que no tendría ningún problema entrar en un top 4 de laterales históricos del Liverpool, entra sin despeinarse. Porque, además, ya os digo, me ha gustado lo que ha dicho David Fer de... Todos los ojos estaban puestos en Trent Alexander-Arnold, porque él tenía más asistencias y Robertson estaba muy cómodo en ese apartado. Además,
y le encantaba.
Nunca había rumores de salida de Robertson. No, este equipo que era Robertson. Él sabía que los que se llevaban los focos eran otros. Ahora, el Liverpool de Klopp, siempre que imaginemos un 11 titular, estará él para siempre.
Era él y Milner, ¿eh?
Central en Escocia porque le tocaba pechugar, no le molestaba, y es un chico que cuando estaba en el Queen's Park, en cuarta división escocesa, tenía esos tweets de necesito un trabajo porque creía que el fútbol no era lo suyo.
Total, pues mira, vamos a recordar, si os parece, aquel Liverpool en el que Andy Robertson, por supuesto, era muy importante, entre otros muchos. Este fue el Liverpool que gana la Premier League año de pandemia 19-20. Sería el año siguiente, si no me equivoco, cuando gana la Champions League.
No, viene de ganarla, el anterior.
Perdón,
eso
contra el Tottenham. Y bueno, ahí lo tenéis. Yo creo que incluso hay un Liverpool que todavía es, no te voy a decir más fuerte, pero que es, igual a nivel de aura y de tradición, este quizás sea el mejor que recordamos de la era Klopp, pero bueno, luego cuando ya llega Thiago, etcétera, cuidado aquel Liverpool. Pero bueno, hemos elegido este.
Sí, con permiso de Matip, eso sí, que
eso es.
Que Joel Matip por Joe Gómez también es un...
Estos son los que quedan, Nacho.
Si no me equivoco, ahí estamos viendo tachados los que ya se han ido.
Quedan 4.
Dentro de poco, además, Joe Gómez se va a ir también, por falta de minutos y buscar otro destino. Y Van Dijk, yo creo que el próximo año será su último año para despedirlo con todos los honores. Así que
tremendo,
con todo esto, a Alisson a lo mejor le queda algún añito más, pero se acaba una generación, no solo... Bueno, y me estoy dejando a Curtis Jones también por ahí. Con todo, se acaba una generación que se va a recordar en Anfield al nivel de que creo que de aquí a unos 20 años más de uno de ese 11 tendrá una estatua en los aledaños del estadio. Esa es la dimensión.
Es que lo que había antes era Borini, Balotelli, con todos los respetos, y un percal importante. Ya llega Jürgen Klopp y cambia el panorama de todas.
John Joe Shelby.
Eso es.
Tiempos oscuros.
Bueno, lo que también se ha anunciado, aunque ya lo veíamos venir después del lío que hubo, fue la marcha de Mohamed Salah. Esto viene un poco también a raíz de lo que ha ocurrido con la estrella legendaria del Liverpool, que también dejará el club, chicos, este año.
Sí, y que parece que se va liberando un poco después de ese anuncio. Era algo que se intuía después del enfado previo a la Copa de África, y viene de marcar este buen gol que reivindica su partido ante el Fulham en general. Lo que es Salah, que parece que se nos está olvidando un poco, porque la última campaña como red está siendo, la verdad, bastante mala, Nacho, a nivel de regates, de inspiración, de gol. No está nada fino, pero
pasar, ¿no?
Este fin de semana nos ha dejado esta perlita y la recuperamos.
Sí, yo lo que sí tengo claro es que se va en el momento justo, porque no coincido con quien piensa que se tenía que haber ido la temporada pasada. Me parece que eso es un análisis muy a posteriori. La temporada pasada fue espectacular de Mohamed Salah. Justificaba seguir con él esta temporada.
Pero
ahora,
¿no es mejor dejarlo en todo lo alto cuando ya sabes que más o menos está llegando el final?
Pero
después
El
de, los
eterno
números,
debate.
después de los números de Salah, yo lo que veo es imposible que el propio Salah diga lo dejo aquí porque ahora va a llegar el bajón. ¿Quién iba a intuirlo? Si es que
No, pero
eran
no,
los
no
números...
porque llegue un bajón, sino porque es en plan, yo este es mi legado, me voy en todo lo alto a lo Cross, por decirlo de algún modo.
El tema es que te montan un equipo alrededor. Yo pensaba que este año el Liverpool iba a revalidar el título con el equipo.
Es que no era un bajón esperado y de hecho estaría por ver si siguiesen el Liverpool y cambiasen cosas, si volvería a tener un nivel parecido al que tuvo.
Yo sí que empiezo a ver más es curioso porque tanto a Van Dijk como a él le ha pasado muy de repente de estar en la cima a un descenso, digamos, muy pronunciado por culpa de la edad. Yo pensaba que lo íbamos a ver de una manera un poquito más progresiva, pero eso no es necesariamente una crítica. Al final lo que creo es que Salah ha elegido bien los tiempos. Es verdad que la sensación que transmite el club como entidad, como institución, es que no han acabado muy bien con él.
No.
Eso
la última
se
renovación ha sido un drama.
Pero eso a Salah tampoco le importa mucho, porque Salah, quien quiere que le recuerdes de COP, es Anfield, y ahí sí que el público es soberano y ya ha dejado claro en todas sus últimas apariciones que lo van a recordar como uno de los mejores 5 futbolistas de la historia del club.
Ahí lo tiene ganado. Nosotros hemos rescatado un tuit que yo creo que representa muy bien lo que ha pasado con la carrera de Salah en el Liverpool, que es el rating de los capítulos de Juego de Tronos, ¿no? Esa última temporada, gente ha acabado como el Rosario de Aurora. Ese 5.5, 5.9 es cuando le dice a Slot que no, que él va a ser titular. Después sí, pues no juegas. Yo creo que esos son los 2 episodios que todos queremos borrar de nuestra mente.
Espero que la carrera de Salah no acabe con una junta de vecinos ahí con todos los jugadores del Liverpool alrededor, ¿no?, de Arne Slot diciendo ¿y ahora quién?
Dicho esto,
¿Ahora quién?
Dicho esto, uno de los grandes méritos de Salah es que después de esa temporada 1, muchísima gente creía que se iba a teñir todo lo demás de rojo.
Sí, o de amarillo.
Daba por hecho que era nadie ha recibido más veces la etiqueta de One Season Wonder como él. Y luego, mira,
ha callado boca.
Pues chicos, vamos a jugar. Esto nos ha llevado a plantearnos qué serie, ¿vale? ¿Qué rating, teniendo en cuenta estos ratings, podría ser un jugador?
No me digas.
Yo os voy a dar pistas.
Vale.
Vamos a poner esas series, por ejemplo, Soprano, etcétera. No sé qué series ha preparado Adri, la verdad.
Me encanta este juego.
Eso es. Y nosotros tenemos que adivinar qué jugadores.
El balón plantado en el kilómetro cero. Rueda la pelota.
Bienvenidos a las series mundiales de E1 aquí en DAZN. Esa batalla, fijaos, con datos inclusive. La competición más avanzada del planeta.
Perspex screens, and you can see over the dockyard, you can see all the factories and the warehouses on the banks of the River Mersey away to our left-hand side. So that's the end that Everton are attacking. The south stand away to our right is where Liverpool are attacking, as they are doing now on the near side with Mo Salah. Branthwaite comes across, limits how far Mo Salah can go, and then Pickford left-footed belts it long towards the halfway line. Dominic Szoboszlai wins his header. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall with his socks rolled down halfway down his shins, plays it back in towards the left-back position. Everton go long, lose the ball once again. I don't know whether Dewsbury Hall saw the injury that was in the Eredivisie a couple of weeks ago. Massive chunk out the player's leg for small shin pads and socks rolled down. So
it's just a weird thing, though. It's actually not a very common place to be kicked. It's a strange thing, you know. There's other places, ankles, etc. Shins, you don't often get hit there.
That'll be Branthwaite to knock it back to Jordan Pickford. First goal in at the second half for Villa Park. Sahel Sahi.
It's gone the way of Aston Villa. They lead Sunderland now by 3-1. McGinn with it on the halfway line. He picked out Barkley. He picked out Watkins. He assisted Rodgers. A fine sweeping counter-attack goal. Aston Villa 3, Sunderland 1.
Thank you, Sahel. Commentary that on Sports Extra right now. And if you want to listen to that game in full, get the BBC Sounds app. You can rewind live commentaries if you missed a moment. You can rewind and hear Mo Salah's goal again if you want. That is the difference between these two sides. 2 minutes into the second half, Liverpool leading by that half-hour goal from Mo Salah. His 9th in the Premier League in a Merseyside derby. 10 would be the record. Better than Steven Gerrard.
Extraordinary what he's done. By the way, this is, for the listeners, this is the same game you were listening to before. Because the noise at the start of the game was extraordinary, wasn't it? And it's kind of almost silent at the moment. There's kind of resignation about the Evertonians just now, and it needs the players to lift them. Well, the players could be doing, getting lifted with the fans as well. But there's certainly at this point in time, at the start of the second half, it's kind of almost soporific.
Yeah,
it's been very, very quiet indeed.
They're waiting for that first big chance, aren't they? And then they might just step up the volume as.
Oh, they will.
Gay intercepts the ball, gets it back. Now with a cutting pass finds Njai, and Njai belts across the 6-yard box. It got high. It was too much for Beto to try and race onto. Too much power on that from Iliman Njai, and Liverpool get the ball on the far side of the pitch instead. They're left in this second half. Everton, royal blue shirts, white shorts, blue socks. Now right to left as mentioned. Liverpool all in red from left to right. Jordan Pickford in his lime green. Goalkeeper top, chalky green really, isn't it? Chalky light green goalkeeper top. Sends the ball straight out of play for a throw. Mikalenko couldn't control it on this near side touchline, so Liverpool again get it back. This is, as you say, not the intensity, not the slickness we saw in the opening quarter of an hour, 20 minutes of the first half.
And that intensity is hard unless everybody's at it. And at the moment, Garner tried to close down there against Birch. Little flick ball off. He's out of the play there and he's not able to get back. First is lesson for dead. And it's happening all over the field now.
Gakpo up against O'Brien. Those two almost forget about the ball for a moment and start hugging each other with the challenge. Gakpo impeded O'Brien according to referee Chris Kavanagh, so that will be a free kick to Everton inside their own penalty area. 1-0 Liverpool.
The problem for David Moyes, he's looking at that and he can't be happy with what he sees out there just now, because there's no energy, no intensity about the team. You come out for the second half, it's going to die away at the end of the first half, but at the start of the second half you think, get the players up, get the fans up, a few tackles in, etc, etc. Not happening at all yet. So he will be looking at his bench within the next few minutes. There's no doubt about that, unless they can carve something out of nothing at the moment.
Everton with a full complement on their bench. Liverpool can only fill 8 of the 9 spaces available. Hit with numerous injuries at the moment, most recently to Ugo Ekitike, who is now out for the rest of the season and more, will miss the World Cup. The ACL he picked up in the defeat to Paris Saint-Germain in midweek. Here's Dewsbury Hall, right of centre for Everton. Large parts of the pitch bathed in Merseyside sunshine. I think it's fooled a few. Plenty of club tops on display. The dark blue of Everton, the red of Liverpool in the corner over on the far side. But there is a chill in the air. It's not quite summer.
It'll feel like it if you're a player down there, because it'll be nice and warm running about. But it's beautiful conditions for playing football. You can't complain about it, even though I have to say one or two of the Everton players, particularly Beto, slipping about a bit oddly in the first half. But, you know, that word, I think you've used it 2 or 3 times now, and you can't describe this game without talking about the lack of intensity from Everton. It's just not there. And of course, Everton they've been played around easily now.
Wirtz and Salah combine on the halfway line. Salah's ball back through to the German doesn't work, so Everton intercept. Everton with Pickford in goal, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Branthwaite and Mykolenko as the defence. Gay and Garner sit and anchor the midfield. McNeil, Dewsbury Hall and Njai, who's had a goal ruled for offside, just behind Beto. For David Moyes' side, it's Beto's header on the halfway line that flies out of play, and that gives Liverpool a throw-in.
That's part of the problem. If you're playing the back line or the midfield Everton, beforehand, earlier on, I'll finish that in a moment. Actually, I could explain it now, because it's Beto. The ball's got to stick. And if you're playing the midfield and you don't believe it's going to stick with your centre forward, where are you going with it? And they've got a real problem with that just now, Everton, because they don't have belief in enough. I think Beto's confidence has gone just a wee bit since the chance he missed before.
Yeah, well, it's a complete slice wide of the right-hand post so far, so it nearly went out for a throw-in. Everton have the ball inside the centre circle. Beto's been in the programme this week ahead of the game. He said his first season was tough, second season as well at Everton. He says he's become stronger mentally. Now he has the mindset to keep going, and one day it'll be sunny again, he says. 4 goals in his last 5. He's picked up a little bit of form, but missed a big chance to give Everton the lead in this game as Isak waited as the ball rolled down the middle of the pitch. It just invited Branthwaite to slide in, win the ball, and then Gakpo goes down on the far side. So that will be a free kick to Liverpool midway inside the Everton half.
Yeah, again, when they break, Liverpool do look very, very dangerous just now. The gaps are opening up, and it's desperation there from Branthwaite. It's a brilliant tackle. It's timed absolutely fantastically. But that's 3 or 4 then there've been now for Everton, where you better make that tackle. You better get it right. If you miss it at all, you're in massive, massive trouble with the referee.
So 7.5 minutes played. Everton 0, Liverpool 1. It's Gravenberch just having a word with Chris Kavanagh, the referee. Also looks like he's trying to instruct Curtis Jones to stay back a little bit perhaps and not venture close to the penalty.
Hotel mewah pakai kolam renang pribadi.
Santai, Agoda punya promo hebat.
Lihat dunia lebih murah, pesan sekarang.
Nom for dear, Blue offered sway training. Prenote 4 at Irasparmia.
Right arm raised in the air. Everton's players in a line on the edge of the penalty area. It goes over everybody, headed away by Mykolenko. Comes to Jones, who has got Gay all over the back of him. And does well there, Curtis Jones, who is having a solid game at right back in his unnatural position. More of a midfield. We wondered whether Szoboszlai might fill in there, but Curtis Jones has given the nod for an honest slot, and the 25-year-old has performed well so far. Liverpool go long, goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Mamardashvili through to Jordan Pickford. He gathers on the edge of his box quickly. Liverpool, Mamardashvili is their goalkeeper then. It is Jones, Kanate, Van Dijk and Robertson at the back. Szoboszlai, Gravenberch in midfield. Salah, Wirtz and Gakpo behind Isak. That's a ball in for Everton, who get the equaliser. Left-hand side, Beto scores again, and that does lift the volume at Hill Dickinson Stadium. Dewsbury Hall gets the assist. Low cross in. Beto steals in front of his man and guides it past Mamardashvili. 9 minutes gone in the second half, and it's Everton 1, Liverpool 1.
Well, it seems like a side issue just now, but Mamardashvili is injured in the middle of that as well. He's not got up. Back to the Everton goal. The most dangerous player by some distance for Everton today has been that man, Dewsbury Hall. Time and again in the first half, he's making brilliant runs behind that defence, but the ball wasn't arriving, so he didn't really notice it. He wasn't getting the chance to create something from that. On this occasion, he was second favourite by miles to get to that ball, but he still got to it. And when he got there, there was a desire to put it into the danger area, and when he did so, Beto flying in there. Now, he's had a couple of difficult moments in this game so far, but the fact that he's got that belief of keep on going in, you can be having any type of game. See if you score. It doesn't matter if you're a striker. That's your job, and he done it well there.
Kanate was jogging back Dewsbury Hall was running for the ball, and when he connected to send it low across the 6-yard box, Beto in that 6'4" frame was stretching. Huge roar of emotion from David Moyes. It is the pump of the badge from Beto. 5 goals in his last 6 games, 8 in the Premier League this season. That might be his biggest one yet.
Yep, man, phenomenal moment for him. His confidence, which was fading away in the first half, might be back. And by the way, Mamardashvili, I don't think he's going to carry on.
No, well, the stretcher is being called out here for the Liverpool goalkeeper. Was he injured in the aftermath?
They were sliding into it, yeah.
So Beto sliding in. Andy Robertson was coming in as well. David Moyes has got the Everton players in a huddle here. There has been another goal in the Scottish Cup semi-final at Hampden Park. Celtic St Mirren, Martin Dowden.
It's Celtic 2, St Mirren 1. St Mirren have a lifeline, a ball into the box. A wonderful header from Mikael Mandron. 7 minutes into the second half. Celtic 2, St Mirren 1.
Thank you, Martin. So here for Liverpool then, and Arne Slot, he has a choice of 2 goalkeepers on the bench. We talked about not even being able to fulfil the full complement of 9 players. 2 of the 8 he has on his bench today are goalkeepers. Freddie Woodman and Armin Pesci are the options for Arne Slot, and it is Freddie Woodman being readied. His only game for Liverpool this season, the 3-0 League Cup defeat to Crystal Palace in October. Signed in the summer after 3 years at Preston. And Mamardashvili is being placed on the stretcher and strapped in here. And Liverpool, who've had no luck with injuries this season, and they lost Hugo Ekitike earlier in the week to an ACL. Well, Mamardashvili here in colliding with Beto, who beat him to the ball to score for Everton, has been injured and is being stretched off.
Yeah, and they didn't hang about there. He really did feel there was something badly wrong with his knee there. So they've got him on the stretcher, taking him off. Woodman, third choice, he's coming on. In this game, oddly, but you felt that the Evertonians had given up just a moment before, and I think there's a bit of shock around here. The fact that, wait a minute, got level, goalkeeper's going off, third choice goalkeeper's on. What an opportunity it is for Everton now. Well, if you're Everton and you're in blue, get that ball to Dewsbury Hall as often as you can, because he's a danger man.
So Freddie Woodman, 29 years old, swept back brown hair, white goalkeeper gloves on with the wrist strapping that goes almost halfway up his forearm. There's that much of it. He's on. Everton fans feel a renewal in their belief in this game. Freddie Woodman's last Premier League game, September 2021 for Newcastle United in a 4-1 loss against Manchester United. So in terms of action, particularly this season, he had 3 good years at Preston in the Championship, but this is straight into the heat of the moment for Freddie Woodman, and a big moment for him in goal for Liverpool, and maybe Everton just think things can turn their way in this second half.
Well, the first thing Everton are going to do, we get a free kick, throw in, corner kick, anything. They're going to put it straight on top of him, and they're going to get the big brigade in there, put him under pressure.
Well, Garner slid in and missed the ball, and Gakpo swipes at the shot wide of the left-hand post, goal kick. And Jordan Pickford will take his time just to maybe calm things down a little bit here. Everton composed. 58 minutes played. Everton 1, Liverpool 1. Let's go to the City ground and see how Nottingham Forest have started the second half. 1-0 down at half-time against Burnley. Lee Blakeman.
They're pushing for an equaliser. Forest 0, Burnley 1. Jesus on as a sub, snatched at his shot, edge of the area, fell to Gibbs White, 12 yards out, and he put it wide. Forest 0, Burnley 1.
Thanks, Lee. Forest have failed to score in 5 of the last 7 at the City ground. They desperately need a goal. Would give them a big boost in the fight for survival. Here's Burnley with McNeil moving from 30 yards, takes the long range shot, trying to test Freddie Woodman. Rising shot into the north stand, the blue of the Everton fans, and it will be a goal kick to Freddie Woodman. and Liverpool. So we've had important team news change here for Liverpool with the substitution of their goalkeeper. What about the team news at the Etihad Stadium for Manchester City against Arsenal? John Murray.
Well, as expected, Manchester City, the same team as at Stamford Bridge this time last week. So O'Reilly is fit to play at left back, as Pep Guardiola suggested he would be. I see John Stones is back among the substitutes as well for Manchester City. And for Arsenal, very interesting. 2 changes from midweek. Madueke is fit, so he's able to continue. Odegaard is back in the team. Havertz is going to play up front, so Gyökeres is on the bench, and Eza will play on the left-hand side, so Martinelli among the substitutes.
Salah's header off the line from James Tarkowski. I think Salah was trying to put it back across goal towards Isak, but he got it on target and Tarkowski needed to clear. Van Dijk plays it forward, misplaced. That'll be an Everton throw. Pat Nevin.
Isn't that classic of Mo Salah? You know, you go down, he's not been doing much for a little while, and thinks, well, better do something now. Brilliant play down this right hand side, gets to the byline, clips a beautiful ball to the back post, your right Gakpo. Could have maybe gone for it, didn't go for it, put it across the line again. But it just shows you about Salah. He chooses his time, doesn't he?
McNeil put a lot of pressure on Konate, and Garner is fouled. Quick free kick from Everton. Here's Njai, left of the D, might get it back as it bounces off Curtis Jones. He can't, and Szoboszlai right-footed sends it long and away. Actually, it's a really good ball from Szoboszlai, and Liverpool are on the attack now with Gakpo coming in. Sliding challenge from Idrissa Gana Gueye, wins the ball back. It is end-to-end, and the intensity's back, Pat.
Yeah, so good news to the listener. See that game we had before? We've got it again.
McNeil goes deep with the cross on the right-hand side, and Jai's touch isn't the best, but he will keep possession. No, he won't. Flag goes up, offside, and therefore free kick to Liverpool deep inside their own half.
Well, we almost thought we kind of lost it because the game had gone so quiet, so dull. But that goal's changed everything. Liverpool are going for it. They're still keeping the game long, still trying to get a winner out of it as well. But at least there's a little bit of belief in the blue side as well. So, yeah, looks like we've got a game in our hands again.
Isak just into the penalty area, right-hand side. And he's challenged with another well-timed tackle. And it's Everton who try and break away. 62 minutes played. 1-1 the score, with Beto trying to race onto the ball inside left channel ahead of Van Dijk, gets into the box. Those two then bounce off one another on the shoulders. Beto pulls wide, needs support to arrive. Van Dijk has done his marshalling well there. Here's Mykolenko.
Well, Beto there, he held the ball up brilliantly, and against Van Dijk, that's no small thing to be able to do.
Dewsbury Hall lifts it up. Beto sees that ball is drifting away from him, and Freddie Woodman, 2 hands with a little skip in the air. He's able to catch the ball. So we've had the team news from the Etihad Stadium. Reminder, John Murray alongside Rob Green from 4:30 this afternoon. Commentary of that huge game in the title race between Manchester City and Arsenal. Steve Crossman presenting from the Etihad as well. 5 Live Sport in the World Service starting your day though at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Everton 1, Liverpool 1, and there's been a second goal at the City Ground. Lee Blakeman.
And it's gone to Forest. Forest 1, Burnley 1. High ball into the area, came off a Burnley head, fell to Gibbs White, 6 yards out, tiny finish across goal. Forest 1, Burnley 1, game on.
Lee, thank you. Commentary on Sports Extra 2 of that game. Rare home goal then for Nottingham Forest. Here 1-1 as well, with no idea which way this will go.
It's just the weirdest game for that. You'd almost write Everton off for the way they finished the first half and started the second half. They didn't seem to have any belief about themselves. It was coming from the fact that Beto wasn't holding the ball up. He had no confidence. Well, his confidence is back now, without a doubt.
Oh, Gravenberg is able to take the ball away from Tarkowski. It comes to Isak, Mykolenko in behind him. Another well-timed challenge. He slides in behind Alexander Isak, nudges the ball back to Jordan Pickford, who instantly belts it forward. And Njai's got the better of Curtis Jones. He's all on his own here, Njai. A lot of work to do. Fires in the shot at Woodman, who pats it away. Back out towards Iliman Njai on this near left-hand side. And it's gone out of play. I think actually for Liverpool, free kick has it.
Njai's fouled them there. But Njai had done brilliantly to win it there. He was under a lot of pressure there, manages to get the ball, but he was looking for someone to pass it to. There wasn't a blue shot within 40 yards of him, so he had to go a very, very difficult angle for him, but he got it on target and at least asked a question of Woodman, which is what they should be doing just now if you're an Evertonian.
Duncan Ferguson on the big screens either end of the Dickinson Stadium, 2 large television screens, and the fans cheer his name and he gives them a little fist pump in the air. He'd love to be out there today. You'd love to be out there today,
yeah,
Pat.
I mean, anyone who's ever played in this game, loves it, never forgets it. There's very few games that match up to it, and the atmosphere at various points today really has lived up to it. And the fact that it's a tight one today is really hard to call it now. Just adds to it. I think the tension is going to build as this game goes on.
Most certainly, and still, we've got 25 minutes and a little bit more that we can feast on with this game. Weert's right-hand side, the near for Liverpool. Curtis Jones is on the overlap, gives it back to Weert as Salah tries to get the turn on the heavy frame of Jared Branthwaite. There is no getting past the 23-year-old on that occasion for Mo Salah, who scored the opener in this game to put Liverpool 1-0 up at the break. BBC Radio 5 live in the World Service, available for you on BBC Sounds. Watch highlights tonight, 10:30, match of the day, BBC One and the iPlayer. And then, of course, it will be reviewed, I have no doubt, with Mark Chapman tomorrow night, the Monday Night Club, Chris Sutton, Rory Smith with him on Tuesday. We go round the grounds in the EFL. It is crunch time this season. Earlier, Ipswich 1, Middlesbrough 1 in the Championship. Aaron Paul presenting that one as Robertson strikes from 30 yards out. It was always going wide of the right-hand post by the looks of it. Pickford seemed to know that, but Andy Robertson trying to do a Mo Salah and score in his last Merseyside derby.
Yeah, Robertson there, it just opened up in front of him. No one closed him down. I mean, he's not going to be asked twice about that. He's going to have a go at it. It's his last opportunity. He's caught it extremely well, and it has to be said, Pickford takes his hands away at the last moment. He's that confident it's going by. By the way, that was brave.
Yeah, I was thinking that was a risky decision from Jordan Pickford, who does like the odd risk every now and then, but retracted his hands, and on the replays it's not that far wide. But he was confident of his geography in his penalty area, knew where the goal was. Dewsbury Hall and Szoboszlai go over one another as they challenge for a header just inside the Liverpool half. Garner, nice little spin on the ball, has Everton looking forward, and Jai's got barely any room to work down the left-hand side, but somehow his turn works the first time, and then trying to cut back in field from the white paint. Szoboszlai had recovered, and Jai has another nibble at Curtis Jones. Referee not interested, and those two will go again as McNeil can't feed the ball into the box, and it bounces towards Jai, and Jones once again. Jones goes for the back heel, and he's back-heeled it out of play for an Everton throw-in.
It's a great battle between those two, isn't it? Right down in the corner there. And, kind of some similarities, because both of them are very talented players and very skillful players, but also they're working really hard against each other. Just in this last little period, and Jai's beginning to get the better of the man who Jones, who's not used to playing that position. Question going to be asked now of goalkeeper Woodman.
Mikalenko, left-hand side, is 15 yards from the byline. It'll be a long throw-in right into the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper stays on his line for now. Couple of headers. Tarkowski the last. Back out to Mikalenko. His crossing towards the penalty spot for Beto. Liverpool have got it away for now. It's going to come back to the Ukrainian of Mikalenko once again with his shaved head. Gives it to Njai. Mikalenko has to cross it in once more. Beto will attack. Kanate thinks he's been fouled there. Certainly a clash of heads. Idrissa Gueye is able to bring it down on the right of the penalty area. Referee notices the head injury to Kanate, and that has just stopped the play. Everton fans aren't happy, but referee has to follow the protocols.
Well, he should do as well, because not only that, his Beto's gone down as well. So it is a clash of heads, there's no doubt about that. Kanate's, I know it's a sweeping statement, but he's not the type, is he? He doesn't go down easily, so he knows there's a little bit of a head clash there. Beto's got a bit as well. He's attacking everything now. Beto, there's a fearlessness about him at the moment. In fact, from a player who was actually quite easy to play against the latter part of the first half, he's now a bit of a nightmare to play against, because he's everywhere, he's chasing everything.
He's played in every game, in every competition for Everton this season as Beto. Kanate out of contract in the summer, having to do some defensive work there for Liverpool and coming off worse for it.
Here's a question for you. Who gets the ball now? Because Everton were in possession there, and the referee called it.
And the referee stood in the corner by the Liverpool fans on that far side. Andy Robertson is with him, as is Dwight McNeil. He's got to work something out here. Crucial goal, this one at the City ground, Lee Blakeman.
It's another one for Forest. It's another one for Gibbs White. Forest have turned it around. Forest 2, Burnley 1. All the work done by Hutchinson down the right. Took it to the byline, and Gibbs White was waiting. Back post on the volley. Brilliant goal. Forest 2, Burnley 1.
Dewsbury Hall here has just swung it in from the left-hand side. If Beto had got a convincing touch, Pat, he'll have a look at goal.
Yeah, and of course with Kanate off the field just now, they're a player down, and that happened to Chelsea yesterday, didn't it? They're a player down and ended up losing a goal, the only goal of the game. And as we speak just now, Beto himself has gone down again.
Yeah, he's on bended knee here, isn't he?
Maybe it'll be a question of concussion.
Well, they'll get the medics on if they need to. Kanate is allowed back on the field now. Thanks to Lee as well for that update from the City ground. Nottingham Forest 2, Burnley 1. Big goal for Forest in their fight for survival. Spurs will be watching on with sunken heads, I imagine, right now with that goal. West Ham play tomorrow away at Crystal Palace. There'll be reports of that in the Monday Night Club with Mark Chapman from 7 o'clock. Let's go back to Hampden Park. How's that looking, Martin Dowden?
Still Celtic 2, St Mirren 1, just over 20 minutes to go. Far from comfortable though this for Celtic, as it normally is this season. St Mirren are causing real problems, but Celtic still hold that narrow advantage.
Martin, thank you. Let's go to Villa Park. Aston Villa Sunderland, Sahel.
Still the same here, Mike. We've got 20 minutes to play. Aston Villa 3, Sunderland 1, but Ollie Watkins has had 2 nibbles to score a hat-trick. First from McGinn, second from Rodgers, but Aston Villa leads Sunderland by 3.
Tisu biasa. Lap-lap tangan basah. Tisu Vinda. Lap-lap tangan basah. Lap-lap saus di meja mulus. Lap-lap bumbu sate yang tersebar luas. Lap-lap kelakuan Pak Agus yang tak fokus. Jangan. Hus. Tapi, hampir semua masalah ibu bisa dilap-lap tisu Vinda. Karena kuat walau basah. Tisu Vinda, pantang robek.
Bu, anak-anak mau cobain snack usagi yang rasa karamel dan coklat.
Karamelnya enak. Coklatnya lagi. Rasanya enak dan bikin lagi. Snack favoritku.
Usagi, snack puff gandum pertama di Indonesia. Jadi nggak worry si kecil makan tiap hari. Usagi, snack gandum pilihan ibu.
Favorit anak.
Thinking he's okay.
Lovely moment there when Mo Salah went over to him, almost put hands on him in almost religious-like way. But that is he's going to have a kicker, as we say in Scotland in the morning. That is a big lump in the top of his head that he's got there. I mean, the bravery of getting back up after the head knock. He kept on going, and Kanate went down. It was a really hard one, but it looks a bit wobbly in his feet. I don't think there's a question mark. He's got it, in fact, he has come off now.
So Alexander Isak, we knew wouldn't be able to complete 90 minutes, but he's done 71 on his first Premier League start since December. Returned against Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday, played the first half there, started again today. Alexander Isak replaced by Rio Ngamoa, who wrote his name into Anfield folklore last weekend in that win over Fulham, becoming the youngest ever player to score at Anfield for Liverpool. And Beto's afternoon is over following that clash of heads with Kanate as they challenge for a ball. Everton have a ready-made replacement, the natural replacement of Tierno Barry.
It's been quite an adventure of a day for Beto, hasn't it? I mean, think about all that's happened to him. He's almost scored with a brilliant header in the first half, made a terrible mistake when he had an awful miss 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, almost hit the corner flag, and then he starts the second half quietly, then he gets the goal, and now he's been taken off injured. It's he'll not forget. Well, I hope he won't forget today.
Certainly not. So he's off. Tierno Barry, for his 6th straight substitute appearance in the Premier League, is on. Dewsbury Hall stops the ball, dummies, lets Soboslai slide in and go well past the ball. Good play from Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, and Jai just waving the player closer towards him. Needs a little bit of support, the Everton Senegalese attacking midfielder. Halfway line for Jarrad Branthwaite. Everton 1, Liverpool 1, 73 minutes played here. There'll be a little bit of added time now following that. Firstly, injuries to Kanate, and then in the aftermath, Beto going down as well. Everton have a throw midway inside Liverpool territory on the left-hand side. 5 Live's Premier League Sunday live from Hill Dickinson Stadium for the very first time we're a Merseyside derby is concerned. 247 previous Merseyside derbies, 6 previous grounds have contested it, but this is the very first one here, and a lovely day for it on the banks of the Mersey, with the warehouses in the industry still prevalent in the background. And as you walk to the stadium, here's Barry on the left-hand side of the penalty area, far left-hand side of it as well, so didn't really ever have the room to shoot. Curtis Jones is able to clear it, which feels Everton are getting back on top here. Garner intercepted by Soberslai. Momentum gone in the game with those stoppages. It's now who can perhaps get it back better. Jones tripped by Garner. Free kick Liverpool.
And he can adapt and change. I mean, the goals have made such a difference. When Liverpool got their goal, what a lift it gave them, and the negative effect on Everton was incredible. I mean, I think David Moyes would have even shocked by that, the fact that his team almost fell asleep after that. However, since Everton have got that goal back, there's real belief in them again. Certainly Dewsbury Hall he's been very special. I mean, certainly in blue, he's been the best player by a good distance in this game. He is a class apart, and he's obviously the man who made the goal. And Pickford's coming out again.
Half volley outside of his penalty area. He knew he couldn't touch the ball with his hands. Salah was lurking, and now there's an awkward bounce here, and Freddie Woodman and Virgil van Dijk needed to clear that up between them. McNeil was trying to get in between the pair of them. It was bouncing, but ever so slowly, towards the Liverpool penalty area, and Virgil van Dijk was waiting for the keeper. The keeper, Freddie Woodman, was waiting for Virgil van Dijk, the Liverpool captain, to do something with it. Eventually it did get to the edge of the 18-yard box, and Woodman was able to see it clear, but nervy moment. Then Konate has sliced his header, and Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is in behind Jones here. Konate comes in with the challenge, all fair to Chris Kavanagh, who waves away the protest, certainly of the Everton fans. Shrewsbury Hall slowly gets back to his feet. Everton 1, Liverpool 1. Garner from range, rising shot over the bar, no trouble to Freddie Woodman, and that is a goal kick. And I was just thinking, largely, when Mamardashvili was replaced, you said about getting Woodman involved, try and test him. He really hasn't had a major test.
No, he hasn't. There have been 2 opportunities for Everton to have shots on target, and both have gone well over the crossbar. So he hasn't been asked that question. And one of those ones, take a little bit off that. We've just seen a little look at the kind of penalty complaint there is from Everton. Not in a month of Sundays for me. But that is the second time that Dewsbury Hall's got himself in brilliant positions where it's been a shoulder, and certainly giving the referee something to think about.
Over 4 years since Liverpool last won at Everton, December 2021. Salah trying to get them back in front here. Rolls the ball to the edge of the box. Florian Wirtz pokes it on through. Gakpo lets it go one more. Ngamoa takes the shot. And into a crowd of players, the pace taken off. And Jordan Pickford has a much more comfortable save than perhaps he first imagined. Now he sent the ball over the halfway line. Long for Njai to chase. Again giving Curtis Jones something to think about. Dewsbury Hall wins the header. And Njai in that advanced position on the near side. Soberslai filling in at right back, with Jones now jogging in the middle. Laid through by Dewsbury Hall. McNeil right across the 6-yard box. Tieno Barry had hung back a little bit, and it's gone out of play for a throw-in on the far side to Liverpool. Everton again patient, but turn it on when they need to.
Again, brilliant play up the left-hand side, and Dewsbury Hall, you see him down there, he's on his hunkers, he's breathing so heavily. But he's been brilliant in this second half. And he was very good in the first half as well. He kept on making the runs into great areas in the first half, but nobody was finding him. They are beginning to find him now. So he got himself into another great position there. Barry's got to take a chance. Go between the centre-back and the goalkeeper, because if you do that, eventually the goals will come.
Wolves can be relegated tomorrow night. Are Burnley a step closer to relegation as well? Lee Blakeman.
Yes, they are, thanks to a Morgan Gibbs-White hat-trick. Forest 3, Burnley 1. Yates on as a sub. His first touch was to put it across, and Gibbs-White with a header, which was absolutely brilliant to give Forest a 2-goal cushion. He's got the match ball. Forest 3, Burnley 1.
Thanks, Lee. Commentary over on Sports Extra 2 right now of that, and it won't be confirmed for Burnley this weekend, but they'll be as good as down if they're not already. Did have a little smile watching Match of the Day last night with Gabby Logan. They were talking about how it's going to be one of 4 teams to fill the final relegation spot, effectively relegating Wolves and Burnley before it even happened, but they are so far adrift it's hard to see it back from there.
I don't think anyone's betting on them staying up at this point in time, but you look at the battle down there, and if Spurs fans just now, I mean, it's a gap. If West Ham tomorrow win, it's a chasm that they have to, but it's possible. You just have to go on a run. Difficult in West Ham is it 4 points in the last 33? It's not good.
And in recent seasons, Everton have been in that conversation, but not this season. They are hunting Europe, and if they can find a winner here, they'll hit the 50-point mark for the first time in 5 seasons as well, from back in the day when Carlo Ancelotti was manager. And Gamoa contesting for it inside his own half. His touch last, so that's an Everton throw in midway inside the Liverpool half on the far side there, right. Substitution for the home side. Dwight McNeil, who did say recently he's starting to enjoy his football again here at Everton. A difficult mid-season, that breakdown and the move to Paris, but he's performed well again today. And he jogs off, and Tyreek George, the Chelsea loanee, will come on for his first ever game against Liverpool.
Do you know what? He's come on and he's been in and out, just getting a few games, coming on as substitute. But the reaction of the Everton fans tells you a story. They like him. They trust him. They think he can do something special. And obviously, having watched him coming through down at Chelsea, he has got something special. He can play up front. He can play wide as well. He's got some great pace, the lad.
And Jai to the right-hand side of the 18-yard box. Cross comes in first time from O'Brien. It hangs in the air. It'll drop to the left. Great first touch from Tyreek George. How's that for your first action in the game? Now a right-footed cross towards the rear of the 6-yard box, but it evades everybody in a royal blue Everton shirt. Goes behind for a goal kick. But Tyreek George's touch there was immaculate. Keane and Dewsbury Hall gave him praise after the Brentford game, called him a real threat. And with a slightly better delivery, he might have been there. 10 minutes to go. Everton 1, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, a little bit more worrying if you're a Liverpool fan just now. They haven't really got out of their half a great deal in the last 10 or 15 minutes or so. And that's a positive change, I think, for David Moyes. That's not a change where you're thinking about hanging on for the draw. That's trying to go for the win.
Szoboszlai head down, goes over the halfway line, and Gamoa hugging the touchline. Slows the pace of the run down and just canters with the ball, feeds it back in field to Szoboszlai. Here's Gakpo with red strapping around his right wrist. Jones for Liverpool. Salah. One final say maybe in the Merseyside derby for him. There's still time. Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, square passing here from Liverpool. Now it finds a way to the left-hand side, and Gamoa again. 2 on him. Njai and O'Brien just trying to show him no way forward, but he finds Szoboszlai on the edge of the D. Gravenberch, space now on the left-hand side for Robertson's cross. It takes a deflection. O'Brien heads it down and away. Poked on through by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Jones takes over. Step in field from him past Dewsbury Hall. A little nudge forward for Gravenberch, but Liverpool lose out. Everton now try and come forward. Here's Barry. Stumbles on his own feet. David Moyes pats his hands down to the floor, asking him to calm down a little bit. It'll be an Everton throw on the halfway line.
Yeah, and the big thing for Everton, when they bring on Barry in place of Beto, I mean, not exactly the same play, but they make almost the same runs. So they don't have to change the style in any way whatsoever. Just get the ball in those areas. He'll run into corners, and that allows a little bit of space for the players behind them to maybe make a little bit of capital if he can hold it up, and it's important he holds it up. And you can tell Liverpool are concerned. A couple of changes. McAllister should be coming on soon.
Yeah, Jeremy Frimpong too. Free kick to Liverpool just inside their own half, right at the centre circle. Kanate feeling the force of Tieno Barry on this occasion.
Been in the wars, Kanate.
Certainly has.
It gives the team a chance to make those changes, and be a couple of changes they're going to make down there. And they've brought in Gamoa. We've not really talked a lot about him, but he is a very, very special talent. He's not really got a lot of the ball so far, but he will like to get a chance to get a 1-on-1 against Jacob Ryan over there, who's, to be fair, not put a foot wrong yet.
Branthwaite has to step across Cody Gakpo, then gives him the shoulder. Gakpo's the ball runs towards the corner flag on the far side, keeps it in play for Liverpool. Chance for the shot from range again. Poor. Seen that a couple of times from both sides in this second half. Over the bar it goes from Gravenberch from 25 yards out. No pressure at all on Pickford, and that will be a goal kick. So here comes the Liverpool double change. Florian Wirtz replaced by Alexis McAllister, who gets his 100th Premier League appearance. And also Cody Gakpo departs, and Jeremy Frimpong comes on in his place. So double change for Arne Slot, and I think Everton are going to make a defensive change here as well. Just trying to work out who's down on the edge of the 6-yard box. Stoppage in play here for an Everton player, receiving a little bit of attention from the medics, but Michael Keane is ready to come on in a moment.
Yeah, just looking at the changes that Liverpool have made. I mean, McAllister for a period of time you almost thought you couldn't play with him. There was a period where he was so central. Attitude was brilliant, chasing everything, good vision, getting forward a lot as well. Just a real good Premier League player that you always want in there and trustworthy, but not starting that often at the moment at all. So he wants to get back to that top standard that he has. Frimpong, interesting to see where he finds himself just now, because a player that can play as full-back obviously can play as wing as well. And I think he's going to be playing a little bit further forward on the right-hand side in the wing.
Celtic getting ever closer to another Scottish Cup final, Martin Dowden.
They are 8 minutes to go. They still lead by 2-1, but it's St Mirren doing all the pressing. St Mirren have a substitute 17-year-old goalkeeper in, and he has not been tested once in this second half. That maybe tells the story. Celtic 2, St Mirren 1.
Sounds very similar to this situation, although maybe not in age, but in terms of inexperienced goalkeeper. Freddie Woodman just strolling around his 18-yard box, wiping his gloves. Pretty casual from him. So is it Branthwaite who's having the problems for Everton? It is, isn't it? He's being steadied by the medics. It looks like a head injury for him. So Michael Keane's going to come on. He needs consoling, doesn't he? I think he hasn't pulled anything. He's had a lot of rotten luck with injuries. He's slid into the advertising boards, hasn't he? And has that just hurt his ankle, hurt his hip?
I think he's pulled his hamstring, and he's absolutely devastated about it. It's his right hamstring. It's definitely pulled, and he's had so many injuries over the course of his career, and that's another one, and he's devastated, absolutely gone.
Yeah, stretcher on for him, and another goal at Villa Park. Sahel Sahi.
Sunderland are back in the game. It's Aston Villa 3, Sunderland 2. Good work down the left-hand side. Trey Hume picked it up inside the penalty area and curled it past Martinez. Aston Villa were just starting to look comfortable, but now they're on edge. Aston Villa 3, Sunderland 2.
Sahel, thank you. That's available on Sports Extra if you want the dramatic closing stages of that. Get the BBC Sounds app and you can scroll between that game and this. We're going to have a lot of added time here. I think Jared Branthwaite being put on the stretcher. He's only just come back in January after a series of hamstring injuries. He's played 9 of a possible 10 since returning, yet his afternoon is going to be over and he faces another spell on the sidelines. Milos Kerkez in the meantime on for Andy Robertson, and we're going to check in back at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest, Burnley. Lee Blakeman.
Forest 3, Burnley 1. Gibbs White's hat-trick is the difference with 4 minutes to go. Burnley have just made a triple change to try and salvage something, but at the moment Forest on their way to a big 3 points. Forest 3, Burnley 1.
All sides of Hill Dickinson Stadium up on applauding Jared Branthwaite as he's carried off on a stretcher here. The Everton centre-back departs. Michael Keane will come on, and a 6th goal at Villa Park. Sahel.
Dramatic stuff, Mike. Sunderland have equalised. Aston Villa 3, Sunderland 3, straight from kick-off. They won possession inside Villa's half, slid through for Isidore, and he wasn't going to miss. Lethal finishing. Aston Villa 3, Sunderland 3.
So in a weekend where Manchester United win and Liverpool are drawing here with Everton, Villa can't put further space between them and 5th place. With that 3-3 draw as it stands, closing stages on Sports Extra. Forest Burnley on Sports Extra 2. 1-1 here. 3 minutes of added time. 3 minutes of normal time left before we get a large chunk of added time, Pat. Is there a winner or late drama here?
Well, you know what the Premier League's like. There's often late drama, and it's capable. It's a little bit of a shame, though, because the game was really building up nicely there, wasn't it? And it's kind of taking the steam out of it a little bit for a few minutes, but I'm sure when they decide 7-8 minutes, however long it is, comes up on that board, it'll lift everyone again.
Salah putting Tarkowski under a little bit unaware pressure there. He had to have the call from the Everton fans to get the ball back to Jordan Pickford. He goes high and long. Manchester City Arsenal from 4:30, of course, on 5 Live's Premier League Sunday. That will provide more drama, no doubt. The top 2 of the Premier League in a title decider, effectively. Pep Guardiola conceded it if they lose today, he says. Arsenal have the pressure on, 6 points ahead of Manchester City. But City have that game in hand, and if they beat Arsenal and win that game in hand, it'll be level on points and down to goal difference. If it's a 1-1 draw today, incidentally, at the Etihad Stadium, there is a real chance Premier League might have to have a playoff to decide the title.
Staggering. Absolutely staggering. It'll be exciting enough whatever way it goes. And by the way, Pep Guardiola saying he's conceding it. Yeah, right.
Mind games.
They'll chase all the way to the end.
So if they're level on points, it's goal difference, goals scored, all come into factor, and they're all level, because then it goes to the away goals scored in head-to-head ties, of which if it's 1-1, same score as it was at the Emirates, nobody carries that advantage. 90 seconds left of the 90 here. Everton 1, Liverpool 1. Salah scoring in the first half, Beto in the second, and Virgil van Dijk's going to take this goal kick.
Natural Choice, wellness inspired by nature, diformulasikan melalui riset, teknologi modern dan higienis. Dua kebaikan, satu pilihan. Natural Choice Immanuel, bantu jaga daya tahan tubuh. Natural Choice kayu putih. Natural Choice Colwell. Natural Choice Joint Care. Baru, Natural Choice Pain Relief, bantu redakan sakit kepala, nyeri, dan pegal linu. Natural Choice, wellness inspired by nature. Dari Tempo Scan sejak 1953.
Indonesia itu menarik ya. Orang-orangnya tuh senang banget saling sapa. Seperti setiap dari mereka masih percaya akan namanya niat baik. Saling bantu tanpa perlu ada balasan, tanpa pilih kasih. Dan yang seperti ini adalah yang membuat kita semuanya sepenuhnya Indonesia. Untuk 35 tahun dan selamanya.
For a goal kick, and the answer to added time, we are going to have 11 minutes.
Even more than I thought it would be, but it was a long period of time there. There's been a lot of substitutions as well. Now that will lift the crowd. Just a moment ago there, Szoboszlai, you mentioned the fact that he went covered back. Now he's not playing the most deep lying midfield. He was earlier in the game, but you've got McAllister on there and Gravenberch, they're more deep lying now. Szoboszlai is going further forward, but he saw the danger there, and he's the man that cut out Tyreek George, who had got himself into a great position. Well done, Dominic Szoboszlai.
These two with identical records in their last 6 games, won 3, drawn 1, lost 2. Liverpool have scored just one more than their rivals. One more now wins the game most likely. Everton 1, Liverpool 1. Konate, short little left-footed pass to Curtis Jones, the right back of Liverpool, to Freddie Woodman, unchallenged, unpressured. Tieno Barry now runs across towards the far side to hunt down Van Dijk. McAllister fills in that centre-back slot, and so Konate can find Frimpong, and Frimpong to Gravenberch, back to Frimpong again. Stalls it just outside the right-hand side of the penalty area. Worms his way in between 2 Liverpool players, stays on his feet just about, and then goes, as he did slide to the ground, I think he's handled it, and that's a free kick to Everton, but he just squeezed his way in between James Garner and Mykolenko there, and very nearly had an option of tee up a teammate.
You know, he can play wing-back, he can play full-back, can't he, Frimpong? He's a winger, isn't he? Just when you watched him, and early in his career, I watched him as well. And yeah, it's good to be, adaptable and do, but first and foremost, the way he plays, the way he moves, the way he attacks players, he's a winger. And that time it took almost 3 Evertonians to stop him on that left-hand side there. But that level of work rate is actually there from Everton. But look at that forward line just now. It's not the tallest, is it? Salah, Frimpong, and Gamo on the far side there.
So I imagine aerial duels will be won by the likes of Michael Keane and James Tarkowski. The Everton captain with a right arm outstretched, just pointing to his teammates to signal perhaps to keep it in Liverpool's half, because they've got to throw it midway inside Liverpool territory. Have the visitors. Jones gets it back from Szoboszlai, rolls it into the penalty area for Woodman, taking no chances, right-footed down the middle of the pitch, nobody there in a red shirt, and Everton in their royal blue pick it up in the centre-back position with Jake O'Brien coming across. Jordan Pickford, Michael Keane gets his first couple of touches, goes back to the England number 1, who scoops it, whether he meant to or not quite get that connection, but out towards the right-hand side for O'Brien, caught late, and that is going to be a free kick to Everton, 10 yards inside their own half. A 7th goal at Villa Park, and it might have just won it for someone, but who, Sahel?
Quite possibly Aston Villa. They lead Sunderland now by 4 goals to 3. Across from the left, and it was Tammy Abraham sneaking at the near post. He steered it past Robin Roos. This just 40 seconds after Emi Martinez made a wonderful save, denying Diarra. Aston Villa leads Sunderland by 4 goals to 3.
So it's Alexis McAllister who's just getting to his feet here. We'll see what happened. Jake O'Brien controlled the ball. It bounced awkwardly in front of him. Then he catches McAllister on the left thigh in having passed the ball, which it wasn't intentional. McAllister's okay. Play will resume with an Everton free kick. And is it game over or game on at Hampden Park, Martin Dowden?
Oh, it's very much game on. What drama just into injury time. It's Celtic 2, St Mirren 2. It's Miko Mandron's second of the game. A fantastic strike across the goalkeeper into the corner. 3 minutes of injury time. It's Celtic 2, St Mirren 2.
Now, St Mirren, of course, beat Celtic in the League Cup final at Hampden Park not so long ago. Freddie Woodman confusing himself a little bit there, tangling with Tierno Barry, came out the better though, managed to get a handle on the ball. 4 minutes of the 11 added on have gone here. Everton 1, Liverpool 1.
Now, just a word back about that Scottish season. How mad is it up in Scotland this year? No idea who's going to win the league. Hearts have got a chance. Celtic and Rangers still going for it as well. In both cups, by the looks of it, with Rangers and Hearts both out of them. Celtic now struggling a little bit. I don't recognise my country at the moment.
It's certainly piquing interest, isn't it? Here's Dewsbury Hall on the turn left-hand side. Gives it to Tyreek George, just rolls it back to him as well, but offside. That was tight.
Yeah, I think when we say that was tight, that means we don't think that was offside. And I certainly don't think it's offside. And I've watched it again and I still don't think it's offside. And once again, left-hand side, it's that man Dewsbury Hall. I think he's been absolutely magnificent. His strength and his power's great, but his skill's fantastic. His vision has been brilliant as well. I mean, it's almost that wasted year, that wasted period he had at Chelsea it's such a shame. You only get a short career, and that was time out of his career that he didn't deserve to lose. However, he's making up for it now.
Yeah, most goal involvements for Everton in the Premier League this season, 7 goals. And now 4 assists for Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, who teed up Beto for the equaliser. 5 minutes gone, 1-1 of added time here between Everton and Liverpool in the first Merseyside derby at Hill Dickinson Stadium, Goodison Park and Anfield, Villa Park and Main Road, Old Trafford and Wembley have all hosted. This is the very first one here. Everton's David Moyes wants a little urgency as Woodman goes long with his right foot over towards the far side. Jake O'Brien comes in, heads it out of play before Rio Ngamoa could control. Alexis McAllister's on the halfway line. Manchester City Arsenal to come. We'll be live at the Etihad as soon as we're done here on BBC Radio 5 Live. The World Service will get commentary as well of Manchester City Arsenal 2, top 2 in the Premier League. Here's Salah, right hand side, just showed too much to Mykolenko, but Mykolenko's step in only passed the ball to Gravenberch. Here's Szoboszlai. Kirkes, the substitute left back, now Ngamoa. Little dance and a shuffle of the feet and the step overs past Jake O'Brien, then he's fired it over towards this right hand side. That's really poor from Ngamoa because he's just passed it to Tyreek George effectively. No one in a red shirt near the ball. Can Everton find a way forward? Tierno Barry trying to break the line, but Van Dijk reads it well. I think Barry might have been offside anyway. We've got 4 minutes to go of this added time at the end of the second half.
Do you know, you talk about the games that we've got an extra 11 minutes and it's tight and you think, well, someone will get a big chance. Someone might not here, actually, the way this is playing, you know what I mean? But you just never know whether, A, the Premier League, but B, the Merseyside derby, things can happen.
So often have they been drawn, particularly at Everton. Salah, Szoboszlai, back to Salah again. Already scored one in this game. Does he fancy the glory moment? Gravenberch, it's let run by Kirkes, then Ngamoa underneath the shot, over the bar, goal kick. That, if one side's going to get a chance or both sides are going to get a chance, that might have just been Liverpool's.
Yeah, just you need to keep it down. How many shots have been like that in the game today? You know, in a good position. Oh yeah, you've got good goalkeepers in there. Don't panic. People do panic in those situations. The likes of Mo Salah, they don't panic in those situations. Ball comes over there to the left-hand side there and miles over the top.
Let's go back to Hampden Park, shall we? Scottish Cup semi-final, Celtic St Mirren, Martin Dowden.
Extra time looms, Celtic 2, St Mirren 2. What a fight back from St Mirren. 2 down to Daisy Maida and Anthony Ralston. First half goals. Mikael Mandron, the hero, equalised, and then brilliantly netting inside stoppage time. We're heading to extra time.
Martin, thank you. Given the amount of late goals this afternoon, I'm not sure whether I can say who's had the last word at the City Ground, but there has been another goal. Lee Blakeman.
It is Nottingham Forest. It's 4-1. Igor Jesus has scored it through on goal with possibly the last kick of the game. Forest 4, Burnley 1.
Lee, thank you. It is all over at Villa Park. Sahel.
Yeah, it finished Aston Villa 4, Sunderland 3. Aston Villa, they win in dramatic fashion. Tammy Abraham coming off the bench to clinch the points in the 93rd minute. This after Villa lost a 2-goal lead with 3 minutes of normal time. They showed resilience as they now have a 10-point advantage over Chelsea. Full time, Aston Villa 4, Sunderland 3.
That'll take note for Liverpool as well, who are now trying to chase a winner in the Merseyside derby here. Ingamoa, step overs from the left-hand side. Soberslide just nudges it into the path of McAllister. It'll be Soberslide from range, takes a deflection off the heels of O'Brien, and behind for a Liverpool corner. The visitors ending this game strongly, Pat.
They have. They've gone through the gears in the last few minutes, and it's as if they thought, hey, actually, we've got a chance here. We might as well have a go at this. Ingamoa's made a difference. He's livened it up, not necessarily getting by players, but his pace running that Everton defence has dragged them back about 30 yards.
Soberslide preparing to take this corner, far side to left then for Liverpool. It is a busy 6-yard box. Pickford trying to bustle his way through, and eventually the referee has caught. It's like trying to charge to the front of a gig, wasn't it there, Jordan Pickford? He was crowded out, not only by Liverpool players, but by his own players. This corner then, we're back to the City Ground. Full time, Nottingham Forest have won. More on that in a moment. Liverpool corner here. Everybody on top of Jordan Pickford. He's barely got a space to breathe as it goes in, headed on and in. Oh, Virgil van Dijk's won the derby for Liverpool. It was so crowded and so congested, but Virgil van Dijk runs over to the far side, finger clasped around his ear, because you won't get a noise out of the Everton fans.